Bonjour, everybody. Comment ça va? How are you all? I hope everybody is doing good. Okay, so he was Stromae, and we did the biography of Stromae and the very famous singer. Now let's move on to the next chapter.
You're not doing question answers, ma'am?
No, that will be a speaking part, and I can't do that with everyone, right? And that will take a long time.
So what page number?
We are going to start from page 41.
41.
Okay, so let me just explain you about unit 2. That means we are starting our unit 2. And what's unit 2? Partager sans lieu de vie. Now this partager is another word from the same family, from the ER family. And what does that mean? Partager means to share. Sharing what? Leo. What's Leo? Place of life. So that means like where you are living. So sharing your residence. So sharing your place of life.
Kind of neighborhood, ma'am?
So no things. Okay, everyone. So we are going to discuss about the housing, the different type of residence, the different type of logement, also the neighborhood, how to describe your neighbors, how to describe somebody. So we are going how to describe your logement, like where you are residing. So this whole chapter is all about housing. Les Français et l'habitant. That means the French and the resident. Des habitations insolites. That means the residence, the accommodation, insolite, that means the unusual, something very different, something which is not normal. Chercher, that is another word from the ER group. So whatever the verb I'm telling, please write it down. Chercher, that means to look for. To look for, किसी चीज को ढूंढना. So chercher un logement, that means to look for a residence. Décrire, now that's another word, but not from the ER family. That's a different family. To describe. Décrire son voisin, describing the neighbor. Voisin is neighbor. Reprocher, that's another word that means to blame, to criticize. And s'excuser, that means to excuse, to feel sorry. Décrire un logement, describing a residence. So this we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, ou loger. Loger, that's another word which means to reside, to locate. So where to locate? Okay, à quoi, that means what. Rêve, that means dream. Les Français, that means the French. So what the French people dream. Can you see the photos, everyone? So what type of housing can you see in the photo?
Apartment.
Very good. Apartment is called
Apartment, cottage,
Farmhouse.
and
Countryside.
appartement. Okay, one by one, everyone. I can't understand what you guys are saying.
Aqua means
Appartement, that's an apartment. Loaf. Loaf means a hut. Une maison, a house. A pavillon, that's a pavilion side house. A pavillon. So what is this one? This is we can call appartement.
Appartement. Apartment.
Exactly. And what is this one?
A loft.
loft.
A loft, or we can say a pavio would be better, you know? Pavilion type. Yeah.
Pavilion.
And what is this one?
In Mason.
Maison.
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 Yeah, keep it, remember, from like mention. It's not mention, it's maison.
Maison.
And what is the gender of maison? It's feminine. So the house is
Feminine.
Yes.
Feminine.
Feminine.
okay. Now we are going to hear an audio. So first of all, we are going to do il s'agit écouter répondre. What does that mean? Listen and
Respond.
respond. So what- is my voice breaking?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's breaking up.
It was, I think it's fine now.
No, it is still breaking.
The internet. Out. Now what is audio? Émission à la radio. What is émission? I think we discussed it last time. Émission. What is émission?
Transmission.
Very good. Transmission where?
Radio.
Radio.
On a radio.
Through a radio. नहीं जान.
Very good. Transmission at the radio. So what is the second option? Conversation entre amis.
Conversation among friends.
Exactly. Conversation between the friends. And the last one is enquête dans la rue. That means survey in the street.
Can you repeat the last one?
Survey in the street.
Okay.
Le sujet de discussion est, that means the subject of the discussion is, are they talking about la ville? What is la ville? City. La géographie, the geography. Le logement, or the residence. Yes, everyone, the questions are clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm playing the audio. Let me know if you can hear the audio.
Ma'am, logement मतलब?
Residence, आपकी रिहाइश. Yes, everyone. Can you hear
Unité
the audio?
2, découvrir.
Activité
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
3, 4 et 5.
Bonsoir et bienvenue dans notre émission Chacun chez soi. Le thème d'aujourd'hui, les Français et l'habitat.
Les Français et les Françaises rêvent d'acheter une maison. Les 2/3 sont propriétaires d'un logement et les autres sont locataires. Ils habitent le plus souvent dans un appartement en centre-ville, dans un pavillon avec un petit jardin ou encore dans une maison ancienne. Il y a aussi les Français chanceux, propriétaires d'une villa avec piscine au bord de la mer ou d'un chalet en bois à la montagne. Les Français romantiques qui habitent sur l'eau, dans une péniche généralement, ou dans une cabane dans les arbres. Et puis, ceux qui rêvent de vivre dans des châteaux. Et vous?
Yes, everyone. Did you get the answers of these two? It's about what?
A conversation.
Conversation entre amis. Entre amis.
It's a transmission on a radio, I guess. On a radio, ma'am.
Okay, so whosoever is saying that's a transmission at the radio, they're right. That's not a conversation between friends, you know, because if that Like if there's a conversation, then that there has to be the second person. Was there any second person?
No.
No, ma'am.
No.
Yes.
Kind
only
of
one person.
information.
Exactly. So, and also in Ankit, so survey, there, like in survey, if you ask question to somebody, then there the other person has to answer. So there was no one to answer that. So there was only one person talking, and he mentioned the word emission. So the subject of the discussion is, what is the subject of the discussion?
La geography.
Okay, who is saying the geography? Anybody else?
Aruba.
Okay, anybody else? You're on.
Laville.
Laville, anybody else?
La geography. Geography, I guess.
Geography.
Yeah, geography.
Okay. Anybody else? There are lots of people. Answer everyone.
Naveen.
I didn't get
Okay.
it.
I think it's logement.
Okay, so logement is the right answer. They were actually explaining the different types of residence, right? So they discussed about the house, they discussed about the luxury house, luxurious, they discussed all these. Don't worry, we are going to listen again. Now this time we are going to match, associate. Une habitation dans les arbres, a residence in the trees. So you have to match that. What is the residence in the trees called? Les arbres, that means the trees. Un logement dans un immeuble, a residence in a building. Immeuble, that's a building. Une habitation à la montagne, a residence in a mountain. Une maison luxueuse, a luxury house. So you need to match them up. Is it a villa, an appartement, un chalet, or une cabane? Yes, everyone, is that clear?
Kaban is a mountainous and chalet is tree. Right?
No, you are going to do that thing after listening that. That's the task. You're going to match that.
What is a
Unité
chalet?
2, découvrir. Activités 3, 4
That
et
is you're going
5.
to find out. What is chalet? What is cabane?
Bonsoir et bienvenue dans notre émission Chacun chez soi. Le thème d'aujourd'hui, les Français et l'habitat.
Les Français et les Françaises rêvent d'acheter une maison. Les 2 tiers sont propriétaires d'un logement et les autres sont locataires. Ils habitent le plus souvent dans un appartement en centre-ville, dans un pavillon avec un petit jardin ou encore dans une maison ancienne. Il y a aussi les Français chanceux, propriétaires d'une villa avec piscine au bord de la mer ou d'un chalet en bois à la montagne. Les Français romantiques qui habitent sur l'eau, dans une péniche généralement, ou dans une cabane dans les arbres. Et puis, ceux qui rêvent de vivre dans des châteaux. Et vous?
Yes, everyone, did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody got the answers? Okay, number one. Une habitation dans les arbres. Which one is that?
One cabin. Only cabin.
Une cabane. Everyone agrees with the answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the next one, un logement dans un immeuble. Which one is that one?
An apartment.
Un appartement.
One apartment.
Exactly. It's pretty obvious, like you have apartment in the building. Okay, une habitation à la montagne.
Un chalet.
Chalet.
One chalet.
On chalet, okay, and une maison luxueuse. That's a luxury house.
Un
Only
villa.
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 Only
Very
villa.
So now you came to know what different type of housings they are called. Now is it clear what is cabane and what is chalet?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, mais maintenant, on va voir le transcript. We are going to see the transcript now. Okay, everyone, just read along with the transcript, okay? And then let me know if you didn't understand any word. So I'm going to again play it with the audio, and you're going to focus on the pronunciation this time. Focus on the words that where they are mixing up the words, which pronunciation. This one. Is it clear, visible, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Unité 2, découvrir.
Activités 3, 4 et 5.
Bonsoir et bienvenue dans notre émission Chacun chez soi. Le thème d'aujourd'hui, les Français et l'habitat.
Les Français et les Françaises rêvent d'acheter une maison. Les 2 tiers sont propriétaires d'un logement et les autres sont locataires. Ils habitent le plus souvent dans un appartement en centre-ville, dans un pavillon avec un petit jardin, ou encore dans une maison ancienne. Il y a aussi les Français chanceux, propriétaires d'une villa avec piscine au bord de la mer, ou d'un chalet en bois à la montagne. Les Français romantiques qui habitent sur l'eau, dans une péniche généralement, ou dans une cabane dans les arbres. Et puis, ceux qui rêvent de vivre dans des châteaux. Et vous?
Okay, everyone. Bonjour et bienvenue dans notre émission. So in the very first line, they have given you the answer that it's a transmission. Chacun chez soi. That's the name of the transmission. That means someone at our place. Le thème d'aujourd'hui, the theme of today. Aujourd'hui, that means today. Les Français et l'habitant. The French and the residents. Les Français et les Françaises. Now, what is the difference? Can anybody tell me in both the words?
I think it's
Masculine,
French,
feminine.
ladies and gentlemen.
No.
The France and the French people.
The French, les Français, that means the masculine French. And les Françaises, that means the feminine French. Can you spot that E out?
Yes, the French ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. The
Yes,
French men and the French ladies. Rêve. That means they dream. Acheter, buy. Une maison, a house. Les 2 tiers, that means the 2/3. So whenever if you want to say 2/3, so you are going to say like this. Les 2 tiers sont propriétaires d'un logement. So the 2/3 French people, they are the proprietors, owners of the residence. Et les autres and the other people sont locataires, are the tenants, right? Ils habitent, they live, le plus souvent, that means most oftenly, dans un appartement en centre-ville. So most of the peoples, where do they live? They live in the apartment in the center city, dans un pavillon avec un petit jardin, in a pavillon with a little garden, ou un cour, and still there are some people dans une maison ancienne. So there are some people who are living in old houses. Il y a aussi les Français chansons. There are also lucky French. Chanson, that means the lucky French. Lucky French people. Propriétaires d'une villa. Now, why they are lucky? Because they are the proprietors of a villa avec piscine, with a swimming pool, au bord de la mer, that means at the edge of the sea. Ou the chalet en bois, that means that wooden hut à la montagne, at the mountain. Les Français romantiques, that means the people, the romantic people, Qui habite sur l'eau, who lives on water. So how do they live in water? They have that boating house, you know, small cruise, and those are called péniches. Généralement, generally. So the couple, they mostly they live in that boat house. Ou dans une cabane dans les arbres, or in a cabane in the tree. That means they are called the tree houses. Et puis, and then, so those qui rêvent, who dream de vivre, of living dans des châteaux, in a castle, château in a castle. Et vous and you, it's like, where do you dream of living? Yes, everyone, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am. Maxi. Ma'am, what do you call a boat house? Is
Péniche.
it finish?
Péniche. Péniche.
Fine.
Okay, everyone, new verbs. Acheter. Did I give you this word? That means to buy. Habiter, that means to live. And rêver, that means to dream. Okay, note down these verbs. I have written it in the chat, everyone. Okay, so the topic of today's grammar portion is le genre et le nombre des noms. That means the gender and the number of the noun. So how you are going to describe the gender and the number of the noun. So in French, you know, everything is gender specified. So how you're going to specify the gender of a noun, also the quantity of a noun. So I think I told you in the very beginning, like for changing any noun from masculine into feminine, what's the general rule? What is the general rule?
SE.
No, it's you change the article first. For example, it's so how you're going to change it into yun, right?
Yun.
First of all, you change the article and then in the end you put e. That is the general rule to make any noun masculine into feminine, right? But there are certain noun which has different changings, but has different endings. For example, for professions. So now there's a profession, un joueur. So if you want to make it feminine, then here you're not going to add only e. Here you're going to add remove r and then you're going to add se. So now it becomes une joueuse. But that's mainly for the profession. Okay, so there are certain profession. If you remember, we did chanteur, and that becomes what? Chanteuse. Chanteur and chanteuse.
The single one, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes.
So these professions you need to learn, but there are certain rules, like if any profession ending on R, so there must be two endings to make it feminine. So remove R, put SE, and also remove R, put ICE. Now let me give you an example in the chat. Acteur. Can you see? In the chat, everyone, acteur. What does that mean?
Actor.
It's an actor, exactly. So how you are going to make it actrice, actress, actrice. Now R is changing into ICE, right? So it's with only, it's that case is only with the professions. So you can learn few of them, but the general rule of making the noun feminine, that is you can just add E in that, change the article, add E. And how to make it plural? How to make it plural? Just add S in that.
Yes.
Change the article into they and put S in the end. But you never ever pronounce the S in the end.
They.
Also, there are certain nouns which are ending on U. So if there is any noun which ends on U, then there you don't add S. What do you add? X. For example, chateau, that means castle. So if you want to talk about lots of castles, so here you're going to add X. Why? Because your noun is ending on U. Yes, everyone. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, if it's clear, so quickly do this exercise. Here it is. Now they have given you the masculine one. First of all, you're going to change it into feminine. And then you're going to change the masculine into plural.
Ma'am, page number?
I think it's 29.
It's 47.
47. 47. Yes, everyone done. Okay, un propriétaire. That means a proprietor. Now it would become what in feminine? What we're going to do?
Mean proprietaries.
Yun propriétaire. Now there is already e, so we don't. So that would become yun propriétaire. Un locataire, that means the masculine tenant. So to make it feminine, yun
In locataire.
locataire. Still there's e. You're not going to add an extra e in that. Un voisin, that means the neighbor, the masculine neighbor. So to make it feminine, what you're going to do? Now here you're going to add yun voisin.
Voisin. Yun
Here
voisin.
you're going to add e. Okay, un habitant, that means the resident. So to make it feminine resident, what would that be?
Inhabiting. E.
Un habitant. There's no ha sound in French. Un habitant. So you're going to add an e in that. Belge, the one who resides in Belge, the masculine Belge, and that would be Yun Belge. There's already E in that. Wonder. Now this is going to change it into, as per the rule, this will become what? Yunwanders. So you're going to remove R and then you're going to add SE.
SE.
Yes, everyone, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And to make it plural, what you're going to do, you're simply going to add S in that.
Ma'am, can you please tell me the third one and the sixth one?
Third one is you're going to add an E in that, Yunwazin. And the sixth one, you're going to add SE. Remove R, the last letter, at SE.
Ma'am, can you quickly repeat the rules one more time, like the conversion rules?
The conversion rule is that the mostly widely commonly used rule is that to make any noun feminine, simply you add E, you add S in that. But if your noun is ending on U and if you want to make it plural, then you add X. Right? And for the professions, there are certain rules to make it feminine. What is that? If your profession is ending on R, so you remove R, instead you add SE. And sometimes you add SICE. So these are the two changing that could be made to make it feminine for the professions I'm talking about. Okay, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.